I'm often asked the question, what is it going to take to end modern day slavery? And it's a great question, and I think the easy answer is it's going to take a lot to end modern day slavery. But I think the first thing that it's going to take is our personal engagement in bringing it to an end. And I think the obvious question then that arises is what's it going to take for us to personally engage? Unfortunately, I think the reality is that oftentimes we don't engage with something and we don't get involved with something unless it personally affects us. We don't care much about AIDS until we have a close friend or a family member end up with AIDS. We don't care about cancer until maybe our child is diagnosed with leukemia or a spouse ends up with cancer, and then we're engaged. We're running marathons to raise money for the Cancer Society. There's a Buddhist expression or story that says that the problems of the world can be summed up in the family photo. And what they mean by that is that when you get a photo taken of your family and you get the developed pictures back and you look at the pictures, the first thing you look for in that picture is yourself. And basically describing that that's the problem, is that we're self-absorbed, and unless it affects us, we don't seem to care very much a lot of the time. Back earlier this year, my family and I bought a Honda Odyssey. And it's so funny because right after we bought the Odyssey, we seemed to see them everywhere on the road. My kids were like, "Oh, Dad, there's another Honda Odyssey. Oh, there's an Odyssey," and they're everywhere. And I'm not naive enough to think that everybody had the same idea the same time that I did, and everyone bought a Honda Odyssey during the same time. It's just that now I notice them because I'm personally involved with the Honda Odyssey. And that's kind of the way it is with us. So I think the challenge here is, how do we personally engage with the issue of child trafficking and exploitation if it's not my child that's being trafficked or exploited? There's a great African word called Ubuntu, which describes the concept of being all connected, that the human race is all connected. What happens to one happens to all of us. So if one is suffering, then we all suffer. In the Bible, the book of Hebrews talks about how we can personally engage by considering the suffering as if it was even us suffering or someone close to us suffering. I remember my personal engagement in the issue of child trafficking came when I stood in a brothel with undercover investigators and looked through glass windows seeing little children being sold. The thought that came through my head was this could be my daughter. And then the next thought was, this is somebody's daughter, somebody's sister. And that's when I personally engaged. So I want to encourage you to put yourself in the place of one of these children. Put yourself in the place of a mother or father or sister and brother who've lost a child or sister or brother to traffickers, and then engage. And you can start engaging by going to our website, love146.org, and join the movement to bring an end to this modern day slavery.